I do not love you as if you were salt rose or topaz, or the arrow of carnations that the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, in secret between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that never blooms, but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love, a certain solid fragrance, risen from the earth, lives darkly in my body. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you straightforwardly, without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way than this, where I does not exist, nor you. So close that your hand on my chest is my hand, so close that your eyes close as I fall asleep.
During our time at Cardiff, we started to become more aware of this boss of Eve's that she kept talking about. She kept talking about him, Jason. She insisted he was just a friend. No one I know talks about that boss that much. Let alone has them get a flight to come visit you at uni. She's not fooling anyone. It was just before we went into our third year that Eve finally admitted that this boss was actually so much more. She promised to take things slow, and what a better way than whisk off to Paris for the weekend?
So this is where boss Jason turns into boyfriend. Jay is literally the kindest and the most patient man we've ever met, because Eve is a serious princess. But he really does ground her, and he makes her an even better person.
Moving back to Eve. Although we live much further away now, we are closer than ever. Eve is a fantastic friend. She's loyal, she makes us laugh, and she is always on the other end of a phone call.
Eve, of course, was our little surprise blessing. And since she was born, and for the last years, I have been thinking about this day. Nearly every day, as I'm sure many fathers do, they think about this day. I honestly didn't know in some ways what to expect, but when I walked into the room upstairs and saw my daughter, just stunning, absolutely beautiful. And to be able to walk you through the gardens and down the aisle just filled me with joy, just wonderful. Eve, you have grown into a strong, beautiful, independent young woman. You're kind, loving, caring and thoughtful, but most of all, you're you.
Eve and Jason, welcome here. And you can't look to the back here, but they're a colourful crowd. So, where I come from in South Africa, wind is very important. So if the wind blows, the wind pumps work. And there's water for the animals. So it's a sign of life. And today, with the wind here, it's wonderful because it reminds us of the wind of God's Spirit that's here to give us life.
When you walked in today, honestly, my breath just was taken away. Again, with not wanting to cry, I have a thing where I put my tongue against my back teeth, so grit my teeth, and basically because if I had started, I wouldn't have stopped. But you're absolutely stunning. You're beautiful in every way, inside and out, and I am the luckiest man alive to be able to call you my wife.
Jason, will you take Eve to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and protect her? Eve, will you take Jason to be your husband and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live.
I will.
I will.
To have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death us do part.
Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak and the cypress tree grow not in each other's shadows.
Right? In the presence of God and before this congregation, you have given your consent and made your vows to one another. You have declared your marriage by joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings, and therefore I proclaim them to be husband and wife.
I'm sure as best man, I'm not the first one to say, you're the one we're glad Jason never let get away. I'm honoured to be here and part of your day, even though you've made me wait till I was old, fat and grey. Jason, I'm proud of you. You have a heart like no other. You're not just my best mate, you're more like my brother. So raise a glass to love, life and laughter, and join me in wishing the bride and groom a happily ever after. To Mr. and Mrs. Doherty.
As the minister says, like, all Eve and Jay have to do is love for each other going forward, you know. That's why I don't write speeches. No, just love for each other going forward. And as the pastor says, the two ma's done their best and the two dads done their best. Now it's up to them to do their best for each other. And I'm going to sit down before I cry.
These are the good